Hello everyone, it's Julie Hutchison here from Think Be Do Leadership, and today we're going to talk about something that I've been talking with my clients about a lot lately. What it is people asking me, well, why is Bob performing like this, or why is Julie not doing what she should be doing, and all of those things, and understanding what's behind some of the behaviours that they're experiencing. And I thought, you know what, that might be useful for you too. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I've put there just 6 things that you need to know that are going to help you to understand what's driving behaviours and mindset for people around you, whether that be in your team or for yourself as well, in terms of, why do we do things that seemingly we think, there's no real reason for that, like that wouldn't have been useful, or it isn't useful to me. So why is somebody behaving in this way? And the thing that I wanted to talk about today is something called the 6 human needs. And Tony Robbins always talks about it, but I don't know if he actually created the model that he uses, but I think he did. If he didn't, I apologize, and if you did, please tell me. But at the moment, I'm going to credit Tony Robbins for making me aware of it, let's say that. And so what I'm talking about is the 6, in fact, let me share my screen, that's probably a good idea. The 6 things that people will need, as it says, human needs. As human beings, we have to have something that makes us do one thing or another. Do you go left or right outside of the house when you go for a walk? What's your choices? Why do you do the things you need? And I'm going to put these things up. There we go. The 6 human needs. Look at that. That's a nice slide, isn't it? Right. So let's have a look at this. Let's just go through them. And that's what I want to do today, is go through them. And I want to ask you this one question. And then you can ask this of yourself or to your team. Okay. It's like, how much do you personally need each one of these things? And if you feel like, oh, yeah, okay, I need that, that's true of me, can you think of examples of where that's driven the behavior that you've then gone ahead to do? So it helps you make a decision, or you've done something and you thought, why on earth did I do that? Then I want you to think about that as we go along. Okay, so let's have a start. So first of all, we've got on the panel, number 1, certainty. We all need some form of certainty. We all need something that makes us feel safe and secure, and we know what we've got, and we can stop worrying about, what it is that we might get or not get. Have we got enough money? Have we got a job? Have we got a home to live in? So a need for a certain amount of certainty. Now, some people's need for certainty and security and safety will be way bigger than yours or mine, let's say. And some people will just have none of that. They're like, oh no, boring, don't need any of that stuff. And so if you have a high need for certainty, you're going to be driven by decisions that are not risky, that are secure, and that make you feel comfortable. Okay. But if you have too much of that, then our human need that comes next is super important, and that is uncertainty. And you might think, Julie, that's just ridiculous. You can't have 2 human needs that are against each other. But we do, because too much certainty creates boredom. And uncertainty or variety is something that we need in different levels for different people, again, as I said. But what that means is you've got people who are and yourself, you need to have some interest. You need to have something different. You need to do something different or see something different. And so if you don't have uncertainty or variety, then you're going to be incredibly bored, dull, and then the meaning of life is not going to be there for you. Okay. And so people will make a decision because it's new. So for example, I have quite a high need for uncertainty and variety. So if I see something new come along or a new opportunity, unfortunately for me, my brain says, oh, shiny object. What's that? I want to have a look. I want to see what's going on. I want to find out more. I don't sit there and say to myself, oh, no, Julie, you don't want to be doing that. You've got plenty to be going on with. My brain doesn't think like that. I try to make my brain think like that sometimes, but my brain is like, oh, what's that? That's new. So is that you? Do you need variety and therefore get all different things going on, and you need to push yourself to have something new? Okay, so if you do, think about what that does for you in your business or as a leader. So then the third one, significance. In a good way, this means that we want to feel like we're noticed, and we're relevant, and we have people want us to be around, and we're needed. Yeah. In a bad way, it can be that we've got a massive ego and we need to be top dog, and we need to show that we are above others, and push people down. And there you go. So there's good things and bad things about this, but we have a need for significance. And you'll see it in some people. They need to be, everybody needs to know that they're there, and that they've got an opinion. Yeah. And so the driver, when somebody has a high need for significance, is that we need to notice them, and they need to be noticed. So they're going to do things that mean that they get noticed. Okay. Now, the next one, connection and love. We need to be feeling like we belong, some more than others. But if you have a high drive for connection and or love, it means that you want to be part of something. So as an example, I was a police officer. I've got a runny nose now. Excuse me a minute. I was a police officer for 16 years. I had many, many police officers around me. I was part of a family. And when I left, then that connection was broken. That being part of something was broken. And what that meant was that I had that feeling of, I don't belong anymore. And it happens to many people in roles that they're part of. They really are feel that they are part of something. So police, army, maybe doctors, nurses, and people like that. But it can be even just in any business where they've had a high connection, and you feel part of a team, and people need to feel that connection. So if you create that in your business, then people are going to be, their human need is going to be met, and they're going to be happier to be in that area. But if they leave, or if you don't create that connection, then they're going to have that missing. And if it's a driver for people, then they maybe want to leave because they haven't got that connection. Or if they don't have it, they might think, well, I'm going to go and do something else, or they're going to try and create it in your business. So again, you need to look at your need for connection and love, but also your team's need for connection and or love, if you want that. Hopefully they don't love too much at work. Okay. The next one, growth. Everybody has somehow a need to grow. That might be a need for learning new things, studying, or it might just be learning a skill, or it might just be doing something that creates an interest. And so in your team, are you creating opportunities for people to grow? And if you're not, maybe what you're seeing is people then feeling like, I need to leave because I want to develop. I want to try new things. I want to do more. Okay. And are you enabling yourself to grow? Now, last one, contribution. People need to feel like they are giving back. Now, some people, you've probably seen them on some police show or other, probably don't feel that much of a need for contribution, and they're more likely to take it. But most people have a need in some way or another to be able to contribute to the world, feeling like I've done something. So particularly in service industries, you'll see a lot of this is people feel that need to give, and maybe they overgive. Now, if you're a leader and you are trying to delegate, for example, and you have a high need for contribution, you might find it difficult to delegate because you are feeling like you need to serve and you need to contribute and you need to show up and do, and maybe that means you find that yourself doing too much, and that may be difficult because you feel guilty for delegating out. So again, if you have a high need for contribution as a leader, it's kind of tricky. So you need to find a way to give without having to do everything. And again, look at your team members. Do they have a high need for contribution? And if they do, are you enabling it, and or are you channeling it in the right way? And are they? And so these 6 human needs that we will have in different levels for each different person are the thing that helps us to make the decisions that we go about making every day. Because, for example, if I have a high need for certainty and somebody says to me, hey, do you fancy going out for the day? And I go, yeah, where are we going? Well, I don't know, let me think. I don't really want to go there. So where are we going? And they say, it's a surprise, or I don't know yet, let's just drive and see where we get to. I'm not going to want to go. I'm going to say, no, I don't want to go unless I know where I'm going. Okay. But if I have a high need for uncertainty and variety and somebody says it's a surprise, I'm probably going to love it. And the same applies at work. So you go through all of these 6 human needs and think about, how does this change the way I make my decisions? How does this change the way my team are making decisions, or the behavior that I'm seeing? Is it driven by one of these? And you may say, well, why do I need to know that? Well, the thing is, if you know the reason why somebody made a decision, or you know the reason why they are behaving in a certain way, then there's a conversation to be had if that behavior is not as you might want it, or if you want more of it, then you know what's driving that behavior, and you can then adapt to either talk to that person and understand a little bit more about why they feel that's a need for them, or you can just give them more of what they want. And so it enables you to have better conversations with people and understand people. And also, if you understand people, then it's less, there's less of a feeling of conflict if it isn't what you want, because you can see where it's coming from. So you can see the other person's perspective. And if you can see the other person's perspective, then you're going to understand more, and you're not going to feel so angry or upset about the thing that they did if you didn't understand it. So I want you to think today just about what's driving me and what's driving my team. Because if you do that, then you're going to have a better relationship with yourself. You're going to have a better relationship with your team, and you're going to get more performance because you can utilize those needs and understand those needs and work with them rather than against them. So I hope you found that useful. If you're watching this live, then thank you. Say hello, ask a question if you like. And if you're watching this on the replay, just if you have a question, put #replay. And as I said, this is something that I've been talking about a lot recently, because we've been looking at, why people are doing what they're doing, and how as a leader we can work with this understanding to get better results. And if that's something that you would like some help with, and you want to understand your team better, or you want to understand yourself as a leader better, then give me a shout. I'll let you know how we can do that with you. You can either be part of our Leaders Launchpad, our group program, or you can just find out with working with me directly. So give us a shout. And if you found this useful, then please do join the Facebook group if you haven't already. It's called Quiet Leaders with Impact. Just go into Facebook and write that and you'll find it. Search for it, and we'd be happy to have you there as well, because there's more of this stuff. There's loads of videos on there, and there are loads more information that you can have on how to be the leader that you need to be in your business, so that you grow, your team grows, and your business grows. So it's Julie from Think Be Do Leadership. Have a lovely day, and today think about which one of these human needs you need the most. Take care. Oh, I've got to try and turn it off now. There, have a lovely day.